And so nominally it's still on the books, but in actual fact it's gone. And most people seem to think the central banks of the world, instead of having, including the United States, instead of having, whatever it is, 30,000 tons of gold between them all, it's more like 12,000 tons of gold. But, and of course it's very opaque. Nobody really knows what the real deal is here. I mean, how many tons of gold does the Vatican have, for one thing? How many tons of gold does the Rothschild dynasty have? Etc., etc. So, there's probably a lot more gold out there than people think there is. But the silver story is another matter, because silver is used up in electronics, right? I mean, every cell phone, every computer, every TV, every monitor, any electronic gizmo you care to name needs silver to function. It cannot function otherwise. And so it's always used up. And there's many applications for silver. So it's used, it's, I think at last I saw there were some 72 different uses of silver. So silver there's far less above ground silver than there is gold. You need to understand that. So that's why I'm always pushing silver as the best insurance policy. It's a better insurance policy than gold, because as I've said, I'm not advocating silver in order to become rich, by no means. I don't really think that's the point. The point is to be able to maintain our standard of living to which we are accustomed as macrobiotic practitioners and teachers and counselors and so forth and so on, because it's the highest standard of living that there is possible. And there's no higher standard of living possible than the macrobiotic way of living on this earth. So that's what we're interested in maintaining. And that's why I'm doing that, because if the price of everything goes up 30 to 50%, then if you don't have gold and silver, you're stuck. You're not going to be able to make ends meet at all, because your wages are not going to go up 30 to 50% when they devalue the dollar 30 to 50%. And so it's really important to understand that we do have within each individual the power, and we do have within the potential power to be able to not only survive the crisis that we're in, which is only going to get worse, but to be able to thrive in it. And also this is really important, if we begin to learn to understand how to practice macrobiotics and learn yin and yang and study and understand it, and the 5 transformation theory, and how to do facial diagnosis and how to cook, those are going to be invaluable tools to be able to teach to other people who are going to be in desperate need of it. Because you can live on very little money if you're eating macrobiotically, because you don't need any health care. I mean, this Obama thing is a complete and utter fiasco. I mean, it's just a complete and utter disaster. And everybody that I read about the Obamacare thing said so, many months ago, that it was going to be an unmitigated disaster. And it's already turning out to be, and it's only been, 1st of October you have to start dealing with it? Because if you are living macrobiotic, you don't even need the medical system. You don't need it at all. And I haven't used it in 38 years. Not at all. Because what the macrobiotic philosophy and principles and tools and so forth teaches is how to become self-reliant with regard to our health care. Obviously the medical system that has no clue about health. We don't have a health care system. We have a sick care system. And it's getting totally out of control, the sick care system. We can't afford it. It's a $2.7 trillion industry. As I said, the 6th largest economy of the world. If it was considered an economy by itself, and it's not sustainable at all. And the Obamacare is not going to make it more affordable. By no stretch of the imagination is it going to make it more affordable, because you're not going to be able to be healthy. All right, it's not about health. Obama's, what's it called? It's got some technical name. Affordable Care Act. There's no more affordable care than you can do for yourself than the macrobiotic way of eating and the macrobiotic way of life. There is none. It's just hands down far superior in terms of being affordable. Because you don't have any health problems, that you can take care of yourself. Obviously you do get some health problems from time to time. I mean, that's only gonna, it's just part of the deal. But you know how to deal with them, because we call them discharges. We don't panic and say, oh, there's something wrong. Oh, I'm cleaning out is what we say. Oh, I need to make adjustments here and there. Stop eating this, eat that, etc., etc. I mean, this is all this the knowledge and that you gain when you eat macrobiotically, which empowers you as an individual, and you just say, it doesn't matter what the health quote care act is, because it doesn't apply to me in any shape, manner, or form. And then people say, well, what if you get a broken bone? The whole point is that you've got to live in a way where you're totally alert. All accidents happen because people are not alert. They're not paying attention. I mean, that's been my personal experience when I've had accidents, which I did have. What I found out was, it was when I wasn't paying attention that I had the accident. Or for that matter, getting a speeding ticket. I'm not paying attention. Drifting off in some fantasy or whatnot, or thinking about something else instead of paying attention and being alerted to what I was doing at the time. So accidents only happen because we are in a lowered state of consciousness. And the whole purpose of the macrobiotic way of life is to make us on high alert all the time. Not in a fear-driven way, but in okay, we got to pay attention, because you never know what the world is going to throw at you. So be aware. You got to be prepared. But whatever happens, and do our due diligence so you have some idea of what is going to happen. And what I've been teaching and saying over the last, whatever it is, well, it's 20 months now, I think. Yeah, so February, that's 10 months. We're in the 10th, just finished the 10th. Yeah, 20 months. It's how to do that. So everybody can really say, okay, and I'm talking about spiritual realities also, which are very important as well. And of course on my YouTube channel alongside the Mobuku Chronicles, there are a lot of videos there where I get into spiritual realities. Maybe just excerpts here and there, but I did a whole one on life between death and rebirth. I mean, what was that, 7 15-minute sections. So, and I'm going to get into more detail into the spiritual realities that lie behind what the ruling criminal elite are doing in the secret brotherhoods and this and that, and why people are so unable to think clearly. People living in denial. They think, oh, the government is going to take care of us, etc., etc. And the fact of the matter is, the government could care less about you. It's all just a lot of hot air and rhetoric and hollow phrases just to give you the impression that the government is going to take care of us. It's not the government's job to take care of us. And it's incapable of doing so. Totally incapable. So that's just a lot of, drivel. And so that's basically what I wanted to say this particular episode, as we're getting down to winding it down. And I don't know when the next one will be, because we'll be into December next time, beginning of December. And, you know, one day I'm expecting, I really am expecting any day, could happen any moment, that we'll go to bed at night with silver at whatever it is tonight, 21.60 or whatever it is an ounce. And we'll wake up tomorrow and it'll be at $100 an ounce. I'm expecting that to happen. Same thing with gold. You know, 1,300, whatever it is tonight, tomorrow morning, 5,000. And you won't be able to buy it. And I think that's imminent, just imminent, any day. Could happen any day between now, I believe between now and the end of next year. So it's very important that everybody takes advantage of the cheap price of silver, because it's so undervalued. It's just, you know, I mean, it's just laughable how undervalued it is. And what else is there to say? Of course, the A's did not make the World Series, but they shot themselves in the foot. So what can you say? In that fourth game against Detroit, they should have won that and gone home to the American League Championship Series. And they certainly would have given Boston a better run for their money than Detroit ever did. So, what can I say? We've had a beautiful fall, really glorious fall here, the best one we've had since we've been here, in terms of the color and the weather. And we did have some snow last week, 2 inches, so I'm hoping for a really serious dosage of moisture this year, because we really need it where we are. We could do with a lot of moisture, so I'm hoping for a warm, wet winter with lots of moisture to fill up the reservoirs and the lakes and the watershed. So let's see. So what's coming up? Of course, you know, things are happening so fast right now that it's really hard to keep up with everything, you know, at the pace it seems like the world is lurching from one crisis to another almost daily. And so it's important to keep on our toes and watch all that stuff. And I'll be reporting next time on what happens. And of course, I will be getting into the threefold social commonwealth, the threefold commonwealth, in more detail at some later date, because I still haven't fully grasped it yet. It's very complex. I got to get more study done. All right then, so on that note, thank you very much, and wherever you are, have a great day, great morning, great evening, great whatever, because I'm sure there's people, well, I know there's people from all over the world that watch these videos. And, you know, if you have any questions, just put them on the YouTube channel, because I go there probably once or twice a month. Just give me if you have any questions. All right, thank you.